Hey, this is Rich with Deepfall, and that just happened.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is Front Row Joe. I'm sitting down here with Rich. He is the lead vocalist for a group out of Western Michigan called Deepfall, and they are in concert supporting Sevendust. Rich, thank you so very much for hanging out with us. Appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, out of Western Michigan, so down here in Florida, hoping you're getting all the sunshine you can in before you have to head home. But what is a small town, northern town perspective in songwriting? We're going to get deep right off the bat. I hope you don't mind. But coming from a small, because I come from a small, I come from a small southern town. Don't know too much about a small northern town, but you know, our environment and our experiences seep into our art. So wondering how that, what and how that mixes in with yours.
It's pretty much the same as your small town. Everybody knows everybody. So when you have a bad experience with one person, everybody else knows about it. So the best thing we can do is write a song. That way we can let other people know about our bad experiences in these little towns, you know? It's different. Every song is different. Like, I don't have a structured way to write music. I don't have a structured way. The band don't just sit down and say, okay, we're going to write music on this day at this time for your schedule. It's not like that at all. There's been times where I went months, almost a year actually, without writing anything. You got to kind of let all the experiences and all your adventures kind of fill up before you can have some kind of song, I guess, to get out of it.
Yeah, got to have life in the tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it happens organically for you guys then.
Yeah. More times than not. Yeah. More times than not.
Yeah. And so it's hard to remember that the rest of the country besides Florida is in winter because it's so warm here, and that's why we're here. But what's your favorite winter activity?
Back home?
Yeah.
My favorite winter activity is coming to Florida. But back home is we still do bonfires in the wintertime. Yeah. Like doing that. I wish I could say I snowboard and sled and do all that fun stuff, but lately the winters in Michigan, they haven't gotten that much snow, so you can't snowmobile, you can't do any of the fun stuff that I used to do growing up as a kid. But we just, every day is the same pretty much, even if it's got snow or not.
Yeah.
So
I gotcha. So you guys just came off a 25-date tour supporting HELLYEAH. Now you jumped into a handful of dates with Sevendust. They're doing their Acoustic Xmas. How did that come about with Sevendust, jumping on with these guys?
So we, our agent got a hold of us, M7, and we were just getting ready to go out with our first tour, which was with THC. And they asked us if we wanted to do the Sevendust show. And I said, absolutely. He goes, well, here's the kicker. It's only 3 shows. I said, still a go. Yeah. He goes, here's the other kicker. It's right after Christmas time and right before New Year's. Like, still a go. I mean, get me out of Michigan for as many times as you can. And he goes, here's the last kicker. Oh, wow. It's acoustic. I'm like, still a go. It doesn't matter. Yeah. We kind of jumped on these tours with 3 new members of the group. 2 of the members couldn't come tour with us. They had jobs and families at home. They couldn't make it happen. So we got the 2 guitar players and the drummer to come on the road with us. So when we agreed to this acoustic show, we've never practiced acoustic music ever. I mean, we write a little bit on the bus here and there. So like in Georgia the other night, that was our first time ever playing like an unplugged kind of thing. And it's hard. It's like put a stool on stage and they say, okay, sit here, sing acoustic, do good. And about through the second song, you don't want to sit down no more. Even acoustic, we have a tendency to pump up the energy a little bit. Yeah.
So you kind of had to rework your songs for an acoustic set then, huh?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, they pretty much play them. We pretty much do them the same way. Just we don't use distortion. I might not scream as much as I usually do, but pretty much. Yeah.
So do you have a new favorite song then that's now acoustic?
That's now acoustic. I like playing. Let's see here. That's a good one. Ghost usually starts off like on the clean end, but comes down to I like it when it's all acoustic. That one, I think that would be the one that I would guess.
You've toured with some pretty heavy hitters, some really cool guys, Nonpoint, Soil, now again Sevendust. What is your industry takeaway from hanging out with some of these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, going from the THC to the HELLYEAH and Nonpoint show, THC, they're great guys, loved every one of them, and then we kind of jumped off from that one as a little bit smaller venues to get right on with HELLYEAH and Nonpoint. And they're probably going to hate me for saying this, probably, so if they're out there, they can turn it off right now. So we were going through Oregon, and Nonpoint's bus kind of took a crap a little bit, so we stopped. Long story short, they got on the bus. We took them about 3.5 hours down to Sacramento, California with us. During that time, I got to sit and talk with Elias, Rashid, Rob, all them, and I got to, he gave me a couple pointers how to keep my voice so it's not getting destroyed by the end of the night. And then he asked me, he goes, so what do you do? I go, I don't want to talk about it. He goes, no, how do you keep your voice the way it is? And I said, cigarettes and energy drinks. He goes, I ain't listening to you. He says, because I don't believe it one bit. So, but no, I mean, touring with these groups, and it's so surreal because, you grow up listening to Nonpoint and you grow up listening to Sevendust, and they come in and you just want to stay quiet, don't want to make anybody mad. You don't want to be that, starstruck fan. You go, oh my God, but these guys have really opened up their arms. They're super friendly. It's not at all what I expected from these professional groups and everything. So it just kind of shows us, stay humble, stay everything else.
So let's talk about the new album, Broken. Came out in October. Now, assuming that the title came from Voice of the Broken, one of the tracks on the album there, what was the thought behind that? Why that title?
So the Broken album every one of those songs kind of fits into that. I mean, if you listen to Voice of the Broken, it has something to do with being broken in some way. I'm sick, cancer, wasted, all that stuff. It all circulates around that one word. So we kind of ran with it, I guess, as a common denominator for the whole album. With Voice of the Broken, that one was put towards the end of it for the simple meaning that the four acronyms underneath it, we get it all the time, what does MFKS stand for? I'm like, you gotta come to the show before I tell you what that means. But now people are starting to get the word out on that one. But yeah, no, so MFKS was written about just our anti-bullying song, you got issues with kids in school and even grown-ups, you know what I mean? So we threw that one on there, kind of wrote it at the end of the album just to kind of finish up the meaning behind it.
Okay. Yeah, and you mentioned Broken has a theme with cancer and I'm sick, and you talk to other artists and they go, really when you record an album or write and record, it's a snapshot of what's going on in your life at that moment. So you had some pretty heavy things going on, or you guys collectively?
Yeah, it's pretty much it's actually collectively over about 6 to 8 years. So everything that. So I was in a former band and Tim was in a former band. We've known each other for about 17 years, and we finally got a chance to meet up and get something going. And we've taken inspirations from what we've had when he's done his thing and I went on my separate way thing, and we just kind of put it all into that and said this could be good.
Yeah. Awesome. And we talked about it a little bit before, but your next up for you is February. You've got a handful of dates with
Alter Bridge and Clit Lowry.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. So that's going to be something really crazy for you guys. What else is going to kick off the year for you guys in 2020?
So we have the Alter Bridge show, which is set up in February. We planning on doing some sort of a festival tour, jumping on festivals for the summer and everything like that. We just released our EPK to our agents and our label to kind of push that out and see what we can do with all that stuff. But for the most part, I think we're going to write. We're going to get some more songs. Hopefully pull out another album by the end of the year, is what we're planning. We've been in the bus for 2.5 months now with these new guitar players that just bring all this new material with them, and it's okay, we got to stop for a second. We got to worry about this. We got to worry about these shows because you guys are getting me to the point where I just want to keep writing and writing and writing and go, and then we're going to forget all about performing them. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, that kind of leads into the next question is, as of late, you guys have been really tearing up the road. You've been on the road a lot. What kinds of things do you do besides writing to help the miles go by a little bit quicker?
South Park. I watch South Park on my phone. Yeah, we sit in our bunks and we kind of hang out. We're not really a band that plays cards or anything like that. Usually what happens is the bus call is between like 4 or 5 in the morning, so we tend to stay up until the driver gets back, and then we sleep until the next venue. Then we wake up and do the whole thing over again, And then the time in between sound check and everything is when we're all on the bus, and that's when we play the songs and try to write some new stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we talked a little bit before the cameras came on about That Just Happened. Do you have a That Just Happened moment over your musical career that pops out into your brain?
Yeah, actually just recently. So our new guitar player, Max, we were playing in Seattle, Washington at, I forget which one it is. It's a really small venue. Okay, so we get on the stage and it's only got maybe 18 inches on the front after HELLYEAH had set up and everything like this. So we don't have any room. And if you all watch Max on stage, he likes to move around. He likes to jump. He likes to do guitar flips, and he's just a very, very, very movable kind of guy. And we're sitting there. It was the second song. We were in the middle of playing Monster for the night, and he stood back and he tripped over the back of a monitor. And he fell into Nick's drum set, like pushed 3 toms out of the way. The snare went this way. Nick's playing drums over here and realizes and just kind of turns and keeps going, doesn't miss a beat. And I just turn and look, and Max is sitting on his back like a turtle who flipped over on his back like this. So I reached down and grabbed him by his jacket and just kind of lift him up, put him down, grab his guitar, and said, "Here you go." And he just went back to playing, and I'm like, yeah, that just happened. Yeah. One of those things that you don't ever want to happen, you have happen,
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny because it was in Seattle, Washington, so Kurt Cobain was pretty known for just destroying a stage, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's probably the biggest moment, especially on this tour right there.
Yeah. But you played right through it then.
Yeah. We didn't stop. After we were done, everybody just kind of looking, and they could. I guess they kind of liked it a little bit. I guess. I mean,
true professionals. There we go.
Yep.
I love it. Well, again, thank you so very much for spending time with us. Really appreciate it. Can't wait for the show tonight. And guys, if you haven't already, check out Deepfall. Does That Just Happen?